Hi Sagittarius, welcome to your May 2025 reading. I'm Corinne from Sacred Star Tarot, and in this reading we're going to find out what you can expect from the month of May and also to get some messages from Spirit for you to help guide you through the month. I hope you're doing so well. Now, I've meditated on your energy this morning and we have a lot to talk about, really as a bit of a guide for the month that will be just so important for you. Because I do see a couple of challenges, but they're challenges that you can easily overcome with a bit of foresight. So this reading will be just so important for you coming into the month. Now, your signifier card was the Five of Crystals. Now, the Five of Crystals is all about, we can see she's holding all of those crystals, which in the traditional Rider-Waite is the swords. Now, the swords are all the mind. So she's holding on to all of these mental ideas and it's exhausting her. The message from this card that I'm getting for you is that, you can have so many thoughts going on in your mind of what you need to do and how you need to do it that, this is the challenge card, that could really be depleting your energy. It's also the card of knowing of your limitations. So you can have unlimited ideas about a project and what you want to create, but you do have limited mental capacity is the main thing with the swords. We can only have so much energy to use for the mind. And so throughout the month, it'll just be so important to take those breaks, to still your mind, because you don't want to get stuck in this energy for the whole month. And it's a bit of a pre-warning for you because you don't need to get stuck in this energy, but when you find yourself getting caught up in the mind, where you're lying in bed at night and can't switch the mind off for all the things that you need to do, this is the reminder that your mind needs a break as well. Know the limitations and it'll be a much, much better month for you. Then you have the Three of Cups. Now, the Three of Cups is the three graces. It's a card and a reminder for the month also to celebrate, to enjoy life, to be lighthearted. But the main message for you for this month in the card is actually remembering the three virtues or the three graces within you. So the three graces, one of the women represents your ability to laugh and have humour. The second grace is the ability to be honest, be authentic, and to shine your light really brightly. And the third is the ability to be empathic, kind, and really care about the needs of other people. So throughout the month, just think about which of these you're going to be out of balance in. Are you missing the humour? Have you become so weighed down in the mind that you've lost that kindness and compassion for other people? Because when you sit in those three graces throughout the month, you'll just feel so much happier, more joyful, and everything that you're doing will be infused with that beautiful balance of energies. Then you have the King of Pentacles in reverse. Now, the King of Pentacles is the part of you that is the ability to manifest and create a life that you want. So it's to do with your health, your wealth, all of your physical reality. And when it's in reverse, it's telling me that you might be struggling in that area through the month. And what I'm seeing is it's probably because of this Five of Crystals. If you're in the mind too much, we cannot be manifesting and creating what we want because of all of that mental capacity and load. So that will be a reminder to know that you'll be so much more successful if you have those breaks from thinking, overthinking, remembering your limitations. The King of Pentacles, when he's upright, he understands that life and creating the life that you want is a marathon and not a sprint. And that's a reminder for you for the month. Whatever you're working on, it's a marathon and not a sprint. You don't have to break your back or burn out or feel overloaded to the point that you'll be procrastinating, because that's going to keep him in reverse. It's going to really hold up all your intentions of what you're wanting to do. So that's just going to be so important for you for the month, Sagittarius. because I can see that a lot of you are actually working on something and you're wanting to really establish a legacy, something that you believe in, something that affects your finances, and that would be the only concern for the month. Around mid-month, you have the Seven of Cups. Now, the Seven of Cups is the card of lots of ideas, but also confusion. So we can see in those cups, they're all of the fearful things and wonderful things. So we have fire and rainbows, and in a lot of the cards, there's also snakes and skulls. Now, this is the time where it's important not to let your imagination get to run away with you. Your creative ability for the month is really dependent on how you're focusing your attention. So focus your attention on the things that you do want and not the fears and anxieties that might be going on in the mind. So mid-month, there might be a little bit of confusion. I think also because it came out with the Five of Cups and you've got 2 5s in your reading, that's telling me with a 5 that maybe mid-month there's something not working, or maybe it's not working as well as you would like it to work. So this is the time to reevaluate. This month, it's so much about reinvention for all of us. If we look at the astrological changes that are going on, we can really feel it on a personal level that the universe is pushing us to change our lives, to stop acting in the ways that aren't working, to get aligned with our soul's path. And this is a time to try new things. If something isn't working for you, Sagittarius, now is the time to try a different tactic, because you have that with the Seven of Swords. Now, the Seven of Swords is all about new tactics. We can work smarter and not harder. And just by changing the way that you're doing something this month, I can see, because I'm looking at your next card, so I'm cheating, but I'm seeing that, if you change something, even if it's something really small that you're doing, it's going to be far more successful. So just a reminder, around mid-month, if something isn't working the way you would like it to work, now is the time to try something different. Do it in a different way. How can you infuse your spice into the mix to make it uniquely you? Maybe it's a different strategy that you'll be using, but that would be the time, because that's going to lead to a lot more success and effectiveness in what you're doing. Now, the wonderful thing for you, Sagittarius, which you're going to be thrilled about, is you are ending the month really strong. So it looks like you're reevaluating, you're looking at how you can do things differently. And because you're doing that, you're ending the month with the Page of Wands, and the World. Now, this is saying to me that you're going into a new cycle. The World is very much about the end of a cycle and moving into a new one. But what I'm getting from these cards for you by the end of the month is it's a reset. So I think that reset will probably come in Gemini season. And then we have the new moon on the 27th of the month of May. And around that time, you're going to be flooded with new ideas. It's going to feel a lot lighter. There's going to be more energy around communication. You're going to feel refreshed, maybe more social. And this is where you're going to feel a lot lighter. And that's maybe where the new ideas are going to come in towards the end of the month. So it's an amazing, amazing end for the month of May. So in between, you've got a few 5s here and you've got 7. So, they're the challenge cards. Now, they're nothing to be afraid of because, of course, when we're doing anything in life, to get to the 10, we need to go through the 5s and the 7s. They're normal challenges. And the message from Spirit and your cards is to not allow those challenges to overwhelm you, but it's looking at the challenges, doing things differently, and taking a new tactic. Reinventing yourself might be another theme for you for the month, and coming up with some new ideas with what you're doing, because the new ideas and evaluating how you're doing things is going to turn the King of Pentacles, it's going to move it in the upright, which is a much, much better position for you. Now, of course, we have the full moon in Scorpio mid-month, so it's around the 12th. So maybe some of these, challenges might be coming up around then. And the full moon's always there to reveal what's hidden. So if there's anything that you need to see, I'd be kind of really in tune with yourself and conscious around that full moon, the couple of days before, the couple of days after. And because there's been a turning point in your month, which is great, a turning point that ends your month in this energy, which is very, very, very positive. Now let's get some clarity on your reading for the month. So Spirit, can we please have some clarity for Sagittarius for the month of May that can help and guide them? That was super, super quick. Okay. Lovely. So you have the Strength card, which is a beautiful, awesome energy. So the Strength card is all about being connected to your higher self and your ego. Now, the lion in the card represents your ego, your lower self, the defensiveness, the fears, the anxieties, all of those thoughts that kind of can hold us back. But she is in control of them. So this is the time to not let your mind overwhelm you and sabotage what you're doing, because what you're doing is excellent. You're on the path to creating something that's going to really be beneficial in your physical reality. I can see that so clearly from the cards. And it's like a little warning from Spirit for the month is don't let your fears, your anxieties, any challenges stop you from knowing that what you're doing is working. It will be successful. I just think in life you're in a really, really good place. So the warning is not to take on more than your limits, your physical limits, to still the mind so the mind doesn't get completely exhausted by, overthinking. We carry a lot of thoughts in the mind. And this is really positive. So being in charge of your mind, in charge of your emotions, knowing that you're more than both of those. She has the infinity symbol above her head reminding her that she's a spiritual being living a human experience, and she can draw upon knowing that to tame the ego. Now let's get another message from Tarot. So can we have another message from Tarot, please, for Sagittarius for the month of May? Yeah, okay, great. So throughout the month, you're definitely going to be letting go of disappointments from the past. This is such a strong theme. I think it's come up in so many readings for the month of May, and even the last couple of months is the universe, God is really trying to help us to let go of the past, letting go of the belief that we can't have what we want to have, that the future isn't going to be bright, really clearing those ideas and emotions of being disappointed. And that's from the past. The card is really saying that, no, nothing is spilt. You've gone through so much in your life. You've gained so much experience, so much wisdom through the things that haven't worked out. But now with all of that wisdom, it's time to move forward. Your life ahead of you is going to be so much brighter, lighter, full of the things that you want. But, to get that, we need to release the disappointments. If he's only seeing life through the eyes of his disappointments, that's what he's going to create in the future. And if a new cup's handed to him, he's going to reject it. So being really open to knowing that your disappointments were the things of the past. You've got a couple of natural challenges through the month, but they're nothing hard. It's more like rest, find new ways of doing things, stepping outside the box. If something isn't working, looking at a new approach. But this is the heavy energy in the waters. So you're going to be clearing that maybe around the 12th, around that Scorpio full moon. Really letting go of the past. Now let's get a spirit animal for you. Oh, there we go. Okay. So Sagittarius, you have the spirit animal of coyote. So if that's a animal that you're connected with, this is a sign, or you could look out for pictures of coyotes. And the word is revealer of truth. Don't take things too seriously. Make time for play. Great wisdom comes from laughing at your own folly. Look for the traps and tricks of life and learn from them. That sums up your whole month. So that's beautiful. So learn from the challenges of life. You'll overcome them if you just look at new strategies. And, remember the lightness and the humour. One of these virtues of these women, one of them represents humour. So it's going to be super important to stay lighthearted, to stay in humour. Now let's get an angel number for you for the month as well. That's wonderful. So I can, see from your reading that the King of Pentacles keeps drawing me in. So that's telling me that you're really working on something that's going to make your life really stable, successful, could be to do with money. And that's feeling very, very strong and very, very positive for the year. So I think that's going to be a theme and something that you'll be really manifesting and working on successfully. And I know it will be successful because you've got the King. And the King is the King of success. So that's great. He's not a page, he's a king, which is wonderful. Okay, now you have the card. Oh, you've got a couple. Let's have a look. You have the numbers 0808. So look for those repeat numbers because that will be a sign. It says wealth, empathy, promises. You're entering a time of expression, so begin to take the steps forward, achieving your unlimited objective immediately. Finances will miraculously improve. Oh, and someone has their mind on you. Okay. So there might be someone that has their mind on you, but the main message from this card is to know that, having the King of Pentacles there, like I was saying, with 0808, this is the time of your abundance. It may not be quite here yet, but you're setting the foundation, and I actually think it will be starting to flow in this year, if it hasn't already, for the remainder of the year, which is great. Now let's get a moon message for you for the month of May. So what moon message do you have? And I hope you're doing so well. I know it's been a really tricky 2025. From an astrological perspective, it's explosive and there's been massive changes. Some people are going through, tower moments, while others, I think we're all changing, but some are more subtle and some are more explosive. But I hope that all of the changes that are happening for you so far have been, really positive. And that's what I believe, that ultimately the universe is always there to help us to move to something better. And even though it may not feel like it at the time, when we look in hindsight, it's often the truth. I love the saying, out of this only good will come. I use it all the time. Okay. Now you have the new moon in Aquarius, and bring love into this situation. Now, if this is if you're going through relationships, of course, bringing love into that situation will be really important. But the main thing is really from this message is love is the most creative force. And when you align to love and you infuse love into whatever you're doing, it will be so much more potent, attractive, powerful, joyful, and everything that you do, setting an intention for infusing love into what you do is going to make such a big difference to not only the way that you feel, but the success of what you're doing as well. So how can you do what you do and bring more love into it? That will be the message for the month. And then you've got adjustments are required, and that's what you'll find around mid-month and it says third quarter, that you'll need to adjust what you're doing. So don't keep pushing at something that's not working. That's a time to reevaluate, readjust, come up with a new strategy, because the new strategy will definitely be so much better and more successful. So the quicker you get onto that and find that new strategy, then you'll be able to move forward. But a wonderful, positive, what a great reading, Sagittarius. Really, really good. So look out for those, those messages. Keep working on what you're doing. It will be absolutely abundant. I think it's maybe that abundance has already started to grow. Bring more love into the month and what you're doing. And that'll just make it even better than it already is. Wonderful, Sagittarius. Now, I am going to quickly get a message from the fairies for you for the month. So let's see. There we go. Okay, beautiful. You have manifestation, and that's the card, so you can really tune into that card. And it says, be very honest and clear about what you wish to manifest in your life. Now write it down and write it down on paper. Manifestation step 1. So write it down on paper. Manifestation step 1. The writing's so small, I needed my glasses. So that's right. And I think that's what you're doing anyway with the King of Pentacles. You're manifesting what you want, and that might be a reminder for the month is to actually write it down. And it's a really good time around the new moon, just as we're going to Gemini season, when all of that light energy and new ideas are coming in. That might be the time to write down at the new moon what you want to manifest. But very positive reading for you, Sagittarius. I'm sending you all of my love and light for the month of May. I hope you have just an awesome, awesome month. If this video has helped, subscribe to my channel to never miss a reading, and I will look forward to seeing you next time. Bye.